Let's go, go. Aye, let's do it, yo. All right, I hope that's on me, the camera. Lights, camera, action. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Real Life with MG. My name is Mac Grant, and this is a very, 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 very special edition of Friday Feelings. Why is it a special edition, you ask? You're probably asking. I'm sure you're asking. It's because I get to announce something to you guys. My podcast journey is becoming such an important part of my life. The guests I'm having on, the messages I'm presenting, and we've reached a whole new level now. We have a partner, a sponsor of the podcast, and that sponsor is Savvy. For those on YouTube, you'll be able to see this beautiful can right here. Now, I don't want you to hang up. I don't want you to stop the thing because you're thinking, fuck, Matt's selling out. He's selling out. Because I'm not selling out, guys. I've wanted to have a partner of the podcast for a long time now because I feel like it's a step in the right direction. This is going to help by getting promotions from another company, help from another company, is going to do nothing but good things for Real Life with MG. And, you know, you long-time listeners, you'll know that I put a lot of work into this. I care so heavily about this. And I've never reached out to anyone about a partnership except for one company, and that's Savvy. Now, I'm about to play you a snippet. I just had Mark Curry, the CEO of the company, on the podcast. He shares his story and he shares exactly what his brand is, and his story is amazing. The brand is amazing, and he is amazing. The reason why I've chosen these guys is because it's a product that helps with your mental health. He's going to explain. I've taken a snippet from the episode I did with him and I've put it after this, so it's going to start quite soon. I've just taken 10, 12 minutes or so of the episode where he explains what Savvy is. There's more products than just this one. He does a coffee as well, but I'm mainly speaking about this Brain Boost energy drink today. This is the most expensive drink ever produced. He speaks about it soon in the actual snippet I'm about to play. And this is helping me. There's no shit in this stuff. This is just like, I'm blown away by how great this product is, and I wouldn't be plugging another company. I wouldn't be using another brand if it wasn't legit. If it wasn't going to be a game changer. You know, if there was like a random, energy drink company or a clothing company or whatever that wanted to be a sponsor of Real Life with MG, of my podcast, I wouldn't do it unless it was unless it was perfect. And this relationship, the relationship I've had with Mark, has been perfect. He runs such a great business. He's put so much work into this. I'm talking 6 years of work developing this perfect product. He's got 2 flavors. He's got lemon lime and he's got summer fruits. I'm more of a fan of the summer fruits one. So if you're going to grab some, I'd go the summer fruits, but try them both. I do have he just sent me a discount code. I think it's MG Savvy, and it gives you guys 20% off, but I'll put that in the description. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm so fucking pumped about this. If you have any questions, just reach out. But this shit is amazing. This shit is amazing. And again, this is my choice. He didn't reach out to me. I reached out to him. Now, again, I'm about to play a snippet of the episode. It's about 12, 13 minutes. Just so you guys get a bit of a clearer understanding of exactly what this product is. So listen away and stay tuned for so much greatness to come. Unless there's anything else you wanted to mention, are we up to this point yet? I guess we kind of are. We're up to the Savvy. Right?
Yeah, so with the getting to this was a long thing. It took like 6 years to get this. So from when I quit law, which is 2016, this has only been out for like It was made at the end of last year in, I think it was end of November, start of December. They've
Like
only been-
literally last year, like as in
Yeah, like
2021.
yeah. So by the time I actually got like the stuff sent up to me to commence actually doing stuff and selling it was like in the first week of January. So these have only been like a thing like super recently. So
Dude, you were going, cutting you off, I don't care. You are going to be a very fucking big deal. Like, I didn't realize that you have only been around for that long. Like, I don't know how you see it, and obviously, you know, you measure your success in different ways and stuff, but I see what you're doing and how loud you are going through UTS, and you know, I saw Matt DeGroot from Nova shouting you out. And,
yeah.
you know, and I'm obsessed, and like all these people, like I feel like you are really on the right path, and like it might sound cheesy, but you're destined for greatness with this stuff, man. Like this stuff, we'll get into it in a second, but this stuff is good for you, but it tastes good as well. Like you're not offering me $1 million to, you know, unless you have $1 million to give me.
I wish.
To
I got
do
a bunch
this
of
thing.
debt I can give you.
But there's just a reason that we have connected, my friend, and there's a reason why I've got you here, and I'm just like, I'm blown away by. It's not an overnight success thing. It's taken you 6 years to develop, and a whole bunch of learnings throughout your years of, you know, in high school and being a lawyer and everything. It's all stemmed to this. But the fact that you're doing what you're doing and you're only a couple months into this thing, such a full credit to you, my friend. Like you should be very, very proud of yourself, and I cannot wait. I'm so glad that I got you now. when you blow up, I'm the guy that's like, I was there first.
Ah, cool. That's if. But I think the main reason why it's been really exciting is what makes this unique is this is the most well-researched product in the world. There's nothing that has over 500 studies proving that this works, which is kind of cool. I made a health product that was made in collaboration with health professionals. So I had a nutritionist, I had a naturopath, I had a dietitian. At one stage we had a neurologist assisting. Like, from what I understand, most health products are just made by people that get a bit of health, use some buzzwordy stuff, get a food scientist to make it taste pretty, and that's it. And like, it's made like super quick. I wanted to go ahead and go ground up with everything, research it. We funneled the whole thing. We're like, all right, what are like the best 50 or 100 best things you could potentially take for mental health, well-being, performance, but isn't unhealthy. Everything needs to be perfectly healthy in organic formats. What can we do? And then we just funnel down until we had like the best of the best of the best. And then it just went from there. And so doing that takes lots of time, lots of research, lots of testing. And trying to do it all ground up and not having much money meant that I might have to go ahead. I went back to resuming work as a tutor, and I might need to go ahead and work for 2 months to earn a few $1,000s so I can go ahead and get in the lab with some people and then burn that few $1,000s doing some testing. All right, cool, we're on the right path, excellent, all right. And then we move to the next bit. So it does take time. We did get some grants from governments along the way, which is great. People tend to want to get behind you when they see that what you're doing is kind of cool, which I do love, which is probably why it's been quite nice for the last month or so, is because there's a clear need for a product like this, and the fact that there was a lot of work going into it and it actually does what it's meant to do is probably why it's good. But I was still blown away. If I put the clock back 6 years, I remember thinking, why has no one else done this? Like this should be a thing. Why am I the first person to do this? Like, this is an obvious thing to do. In my head, it was, at least, and I can see why there was fucking heaps of challenges. And things like Food Standards Australia, New Zealand, which is like a group that organises whether or not you're allowed to do particular things. They don't have classings for products like this, and I had some places, some states going, "Whoa, you can't put that in. Like, that's an ingredient that has a therapeutic benefit. Like, that's a stress relief ingredient." I'm like, "Yeah, cool," and I'm putting it in the drink. And I'm like, "Whoa, I don't know if you can. It's therapeutic."
Why would they not let you do it?
So because if you went to a naturopath and said, "Hey, I have stress issues, it's a bit of a condition, I've noticed it for a while, I'm getting some anxiety, I'm getting some stress, I feel my cortisol's out of whack," that's your stress hormone, the naturopath or any kind of natural doctor would most likely say, "Here's some ashwagandha for you. You need to have this amount at this concentration to get a benefit." We did that. We have ashwagandha in here at the amount required for a therapeutic benefit. So everything that's in here is at amount according to science to like be able to have a positive benefit to it. And so because we did it took a scientifically validated approach, in their eyes, they're like, whoa, that's like a medicine drink. And I'm like, well, it's not. It's just using healthy things that exist in nature, and we're using them in that same format in the same way as vitamins have a benefit and amino acids have a benefit. We've just gone that extra step, and we're just making that work. We're not using pharmaceuticals. We're not using stuff that was made in a laboratory. We're using real stuff that is, sure, it's concentrated over, but we're using real things that exist. And yes, they will provide a benefit, sure, but why can't food be medicine? Food is medicine. And like, why should we have to go ahead and just normal diet, which for most Western societies isn't very healthy. And then, issue, okay, here's your medication, here's your pharmaceuticals, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, man, there's a massive cave here that we're missing out on. And so, okay, chasm, right, not cave. And so I wanted to fill that void and be like, no, there's things you can take. And I don't care if people go and drink Savvy or if they have something similar. For me, it's like understanding and starting that conversation. That's what's important. So people go ahead and look at this and go, all right, so I've heard of ashwagandha before. I've heard of rhodiola before. Oh yeah, it's got this. And they just go ahead and just have those things instead, and they buy it from wherever they buy it from. Brilliant. At least that's one thing that's better, because they're far less likely to end up in a situation where they need the hardcore stuff, the pharmaceuticals, if they're taking their health into their own hands. Like in physical health, we understand that basics of eating a healthy diet, fruits, vegetables, etc., exercising, getting out in the sun, social interaction, those things are important. But like, we don't wait for like a trigger, i.e. obesity or heart issues or whatever, before we start to go, oh, we need to consider our health, Maddie. Did you think about that? But because we don't have that, like the stuff that's easy to see, like if I was breaking the chair because I'm too large and I have health issues, then you're probably like, oh, you should probably do this. But when it's mental health, you can't see those things. So you can't spot them with ease. So that's what I wanted to try and allow people to do, is these are things that you can do, because you'll know yourself if you're finding some challenges in your life. And this can just help you to do small things. And it's a bit of an all-in-one type of product. And that was kind of the vision, just give people an option to start that journey of, nutrition and health are things that I can do, so I never actually end up with issues. Because we take that for granted with physical health. Everyone is taking supplements and all the rest of it, and so we have far less issues with health.
But when and a lot of these people, when they're taking supplements, like when I hear the term supplement, I think about your protein powders and all of this stuff that you look at the can or the tub or the whatever, and it's a big jack dude or a shredded chick with her butt out, and you take that shit because you're like, I want to look like that person, But then I won't be able to. But you'd be able to look at it now and go, well, half the shit in here, and 3/4 of the shit in here is just crap. When like the first time I looked at the back of this can, I was just, that can't be right. Like that can't be. There's too much good shit in there. Then I had a sip of it and I'm like, how the fuck do you make that, all that good stuff, which we all need, taste good? This sounds like it's expensive to make. Was it expensive to make?
As far as I understand, this is the most expensive drink in Australia to make. I don't know beyond that, but when I told my manufacturers and stuff about the cost of goods sold, they're like, "What that? How do we get that down?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to get it down.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Some cash.
Like we need to make this work, and they're like, you're not going to have much of a profit margin. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Like, they're like, you should make this retail for like $7 or $8 or $9. That's how you'll make money. And I'm like, yeah, but then I price out the very people that I want to help. Like, the idea is I want it to be at the same price as similar types of products. So instead of someone reaching for a soda or a coffee or an energy drink or whatever their regular thing is, it's like the $3, $4, $5, $6 thing, I want this to be an available product as well. And just for people who might not like tea, coffee, soda and all that stuff, I just want it to be something that's affordable, that can fit into most people's lifestyle, that they'd be able to have on a daily basis. And this was just, in my view, this is just the start of what I call functional nutrition, which is having foods that are highly nutritious, that have a function, whether it be improving mood, reducing stress, reducing anxiety. Hell, it could be anything. We could go well beyond. Like some of the stuff in here has like really cool effects, like ashwagandha is great for testosterone production, things like that. There's so many different exciting things in this, but it's quite exciting to take it to, why don't you make functional muesli bars? And like, what's really healthy for like children's developments? Why don't we go ahead and have a really yummy tasting muesli bar that's got filled with stuff that children need to have optimal development for their bodies and their brains, and we do it without sugar and without artificial crap, because that's an option in today's world, and we just have that to replace the regular other crappy muesli bars that we often kind of give them. And then what about the same thing for the adolescents and the same thing for the adults? Because if we can start removing the unhealthy crap that is leading to so many issues in physical and mental health and replacing it with healthy things, there is so much benefit for all of us in doing that. And that's what I want to try and push. Like, I have people always say to me, why on earth have you published your entire ingredient list down to the milligram on the back of your products? It's on our coffee, it's on our drinks, it's on our website. I have open source all over the website. I list all the 500 plus studies that we use and rely upon, and how we formulated everything down to the amount. I explain what it is. And people are going, dude, someone's going to take your product. Someone's going to take your idea. I'm like, they are so welcome to, because this is something that I think should be copied by the larger companies. Every single time that someone doesn't make a piece of crap product filled with artificial garbage, and they instead go for a real natural and organic product, that's a win for people, because there's going to be a benefit from that. Like what we feed our bodies on a day-to-day basis, what we eat will be reflected in our bodies and our minds over and over and over. And so nutrition is an enormous cornerstone, as is daily practices, to how you feel, both physically and mentally. So if we can start to make changes toward that, the world becomes a better place in terms of how you feel about the world, but also if everyone is in a slightly higher place, reaching more potential, whatever way that is, because they're more physically and mentally switched on, that's pretty something. Like, that's something really, really cool, and that's kind of the main goal for like what we're trying to do. We're just trying to build a brighter future for people in whatever way, shape or form their future is.